Hey guys, suppose you don't have $60,000 and a year to wait for the new Bronco and you want to go off-roading today. Well, we've got a solution for you because we've brought 3 affordable off-roaders. They're going to take on Cliffhanger 1.0. Tommy, what do they all have in common?
They are not Jeeps or Toyotas.
Okay, but there's something else that they have in common.
They all cost not a lot of money. They're all about $5,000.
Yeah, how much were they?
So the ML was $4,000. The Volkswagen Touareg was $4,600, and the Discovery, the LR3, was $5,500.
And we've done one important thing to upgrade them, and why don't you show them that?
The Volkswagen is running on oversized BF Goodrich KO2 all-terrain tires, and the Mercedes ML is also running on oversized BFG KO2 all-terrain tires, and the Discovery is also running on oversized off-road tires. These are the Nexen Rhodian MTX mud terrain tires, also a little bit bigger than stock, but it's important to note that these 3 vehicles are all stock. The Touareg is all stock, the ML is all stock, the Land Rover is all stock, except for this little 2-inch lift rod that tricks your suspension into riding a little bit higher. But apart from that, it's basically apples to apples. You want me to hit it? I'm worried you'll blow out an airbag.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah, come on, Land Rover!
And then in terms of the air suspension, I'm going to go up 1 height into the off-road setting.
That's doing much better. A foot, 6 inches, you're about to hit it. About to hit it. Now this is Cliffhanger 1.0, and it's steep, it's deep, it's very loose and rocky and rutted out with big roots. Now in this video we want to find out just which of these 3 affordable off-roaders makes this hill look easy. They all have the most important thing you need to go off-road, which is a low range, but they do have some significant differences. Tommy, what are those?
This 1999 Mercedes ML is not only the oldest vehicle here, but also the most affordable. You can pick these up for realistically like $2,500 or $3,000, and they are definitely an underappreciated off-roader. A little bit unusual for Mercedes-Benz because these are body-on-frame vehicles with the low range, and they rely entirely on traction control to send power where it needs to go. They also have kind of a weird suspension. It's an independent suspension on all 4 corners. The rear uses coil springs, but the front is actually torsion bars, so they're super easy to lift. This 2006 Land Rover LR3 is arguably the best, at least in terms of reliability, of all the Discoveries. You can pick these up between $5,000 and $7,000, and they are full of technology, especially for 06. So this one has terrain response. It also has an automatic locking center differential, and of course 4-corner air suspension, so you can lift and lower the independent suspension. I don't know, it's like 6 inches or something. It's a huge variation up and down. And lastly, we have this 2004 Volkswagen Touareg, a car that won Dakar like 8,000 times. But the Touareg is a very affordable vehicle. You can pick them up between like $3,000 and $6,000. This one is a little bit unusual, however, because it has a center locking diff and a rear locking differential. The only one of the 3 here today with a manually rear locking differential. It also has 4-corner air suspension, and in the max height it has over 11.8 inches of ground clearance.
Now in this video we're not concerned about reliability, fuel economy, styling, any of that. That's a whole different can of worms. We just want to find out which of these is the most athletic going up Cliffhanger 1.0. So Tommy, are you ready to take them up the hill, and which one do you want to do first? What order?
We're going to do the ML first, the Land Rover next, and then the Touareg last. I do have to say though, you're always worried about reliability. Especially with these 3, but we'll talk about it on the way up.
Yeah, the reason we're doing it in that order is because arguably with the locking rear diff, the Volkswagen should make this look easy. The ML might struggle, and the Land Rover, well, that's a big toss-up. So let's just get to it.
Yep. Alright, so here we are in the first vehicle, the 1999 Mercedes-Benz ML320, and I'm going to take you through the off-road terrain buttons and the off-road settings on each one of these vehicles, starting with the old Mercedes. Now, first of all, starting the engine, foot on brake, pretty drama-free. Now, in terms of the off-road buttons, I really only have one, which is the low-range button. So what I'm going to do, put the transmission into neutral here, and then simply push the low range button. A light will flash on the dashboard there, and the low range is engaged. that's it. Now, the ML does have 4-wheel traction control. That is on automatically. I'm going to need it to distribute power where it needs to go, and that's pretty much it.
Hey Tommy, you know what the best thing about taking these cars off-road is?
What is it, Dad?
Trail damage or the inexpensive cost of it, because
I'm thinking like a brand new Bronco could cost more to fix going over this rut than any of these 3 cars are worth.
I'm thinking breaking anything on that Touareg will cost at least the price of a new Bronco, so I think you're wrong about that one, Dad.
All right, well, let's start with the ML. Go for it.
Now, the Mercedes ML, the first generation ML, is not a vehicle that is remembered particularly well for its quality of materials or its design, but believe it or not, this car was originally intended as the replacement for the G-Wagon. So Mercedes did engineer in a surprising amount of off-road capability, and believe it or not, a surprising amount of durability. Whoa, it is really steep here, things are falling. This ML is body on frame with a 4-wheel traction control, which is kicking in now, and it has one of the most robust engines I'd argue Mercedes has ever made. It's a 3.2 liter V6.
All right, you're about to hit it. 6 inches, 5 inches, 4 inches. You're about to hit it. There you go.
All right, foot down. I got the traction control light blinking. It's trying to figure it out. Now, this does have an open center differential with no locker in the center diff.
try momentum.
I'll try a little momentum here. Hit it with some speed. What if I turn the wheel? Oh, it's really trying.
That wheel is just not going to go up and over that rut, dude. All right, come to the left. Try that.
Now,
There's a pokey stick here. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Okay.
Never mind. You go for it.
jeez, Dad, you're freaking me out. Come on, car. Oh man, buddy. I'm gonna try it one more time. I do think that she can do it.
Alright, let's go one more time.
All right. There we go. Just had to take a slightly easier line.
Good job, Tommy, but you basically went around the obstacle.
I'm gonna keep my foot in it a little bit.
Uh-oh. Did you lose front drive?
I think something blew up there.
You got any warning lights?
I do not have any warning lights, but it will. It's not going forward, so I'm going to back her down.
Uh-oh. Well, there you have it. Back her down.
Yeah, I may have blew something up there.
Yeah, it felt like you blew something up. Now you're gonna go over the bump. Now, don't worry. Go. There you go. It's okay.
It's got no drive.
Let me push you off this mountain, okay? Okay.
Alright, so maybe not as durable as I thought it would be. I'm thinking something blew up in the transmission because none of the gears are engaging here.
Why don't you turn it off and start back up? See if that helps. Anything?
Nothing.
How about reverse?
It's like something broke in the shift linkage.
Well, let's get it off the trail. I told Tommy that the good thing about taking old off-roaders off-road is that if you break them, you know, the cost of repair is pretty inexpensive. And luckily that ML actually is pretty cheap to fix. They built a lot of them. parts are readily available, and the hardest part is actually going to be flat towing it out of here. So I'm hoping he doesn't break the Land Rover, because that's what we're going to need, I think, to flat tow that Mercedes back to the trailhead.
So I have a lot more to play with on the inside of the Land Rover. I actually have a paddle here for high range and low range. So let me go into neutral and select low range, just like that. And then we come to the terrain response setting. So I've got a bunch of them ranging from snow to mud and ruts to sand. I'm going to go into rock crawl here. You can see that engaged on the center screen there, and then it'll actually automatically lift the air suspension for me. Now, this vehicle was available with an optional rear differential lock. This one doesn't have it. It's just a standard open diff, but that is hopefully going to be okay today. So low range, rock crawl mode.
Well, that thing's on its tippy toes.
All right, so this one has a 4.4 liter V8, 300 horsepower. It's not particularly sporty, but out here, that's going to be plenty.
Okay, keep coming. You're about to hit the rut. You can get to the rod, you're half a foot right now. Oh yeah, oh yeah, come on, Land Rover. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Look at that, man.
Four-wheel drive system.
Come on, you can do it. Just bump it a little bit.
Oh god. Suspension just went into its extra mode.
Just bump it a little bit.
Which is the extra high setting. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it, bump it. All right, no, you hit it. You gotta hit it with momentum. What's it doing?
It's in its highest extra mode.
Okay. Yeah. So what?
You want me to hit it? I'm worried you'll blow out an airbag.
So we're gonna try the same line we did with the ML.
I gotta reset the suspension though. It is unbearable. It's got an extra mode when it thinks you need additional ground clearance, and that really makes it undrivable.
You can see it right there. He's bringing it down now. A little bit, maybe, so it's not quite as on its tippy toes. All right, go passenger hard.
All right, let's see if the LR3 will take the slightly easier line. Oh,
nice,
yeah.
there you go. All right, let's see if it makes it to the top now.
Look at that. Now I'm going to put it in these ruts where the ML destroyed itself. Let's see if the Land Rover will be able to...
That's where the Mercedes blew up.
Oh yeah, way better. The traction control programming is so much better on the Land Rover than the Mercedes. And look at that. Just like that, we made it to the top. That was a good result, actually.
Alright, bring it on down, Tommy. I'm curious to see how the Touareg will do, because that's the one with the locking rear diff.
So that's the one that should be able to actually go up and over that rut.
Now on the way back down, I'm going to use my hill descent control, and we'll see how the hill descent system works. Oh yeah, it works like a dream. Hill descent control works really well.
First car broke, second car had to go around the obstacle, and now let's see what the German engineering from Wolfsburg and not Stuttgart can accomplish on Cliffhanger 1.0.
Here in the Volkswagen Touareg, I've got a bunch of button switches and dials as well to help me off-road, but unlike the Land Rover, it's not all automatic. You actually have to select it. So first of all, I'm going to go here into low range, put the transmission into neutral. That engages a low range, and then check this out. I have a center differential lock. That came standard on this Volkswagen, but it also has an optional rear differential lock. And you can see up here what the differentials are doing. And then in terms of the air suspension, I'm going to go up one height into the off-road setting. But I'm not going to go into the highest setting because just like the Land Rover, that gets way too firm. So we'll give this a whirl.
Out of the three, because of that locking rear diff, it should be able to make it over that first obstacle. Maybe. We shall see.
All right, here we go, nice and slow. Rear differential is locked.
Already doing much better.
Yeah.
A foot, 6 inches, you're about to hit it. About to hit it. Turn your wheel, drive.
There you go. Yeah, try that.
The issue with the Volkswagen is it's just too heavy. Whoa.
You kind of went around it, but that's okay.
I don't think it's going to do it, Dad.
This is where the Land Rover got stuck. Yeah, now give it a little bit of momentum, would you?
Are you sure?
Yeah, go for it.
You don't want to break this one too?
Just go for it. A little momentum. Nice!
There we go.
Nice job.
Alright, that was a good result in the Volkswagen. Now because I have the rear diff lock, these ruts should be no problem.
You're doing great.
And they aren't. It just claws. Whoa! Lifted that wheel high up in the air. Not a lot of articulation with the Volkswagen, but it does work well.
You can tell what happens is if the vehicle has more capability, you don't have to push it as hard, you don't have to use as much momentum, and you risk doing less trail damage.
I just pulled the rear diff lock out. Let's make our way back down and see how the hill descent control system works, because this car does have an automatic hill descent control function, which is nice. All right, here we go down the hill. The hill descent control system is working. Yeah, this thing is just such a monster off-road. It does so well. It is an automatic hill descent control, but once you trust it, it will safely guide you down even the steepest obstacles.
Hey, park it off to your left, would you?
All right, incredible result using the Volkswagen.
Well, there you have it. 3 affordable off-roaders with 3 different results. And maybe this video wasn't so affordable, but that's what we do here at TFL. Every so often a misadventure adds a little bit of spice to life. That's not a good sound.
I feel like the shifter just isn't engaging with the transmission.
All right, let's try to turn it around and flat tow it.
So we're going to tow it up the hill a little ways with the Land Rover and then use gravity to kind of do a little 3-point turn. So I think we're just going to hook up this hitch-mounted D-ring and then attach this to the recovery rope and try to drag her out of here.
Now I'm not going up the hard side.
I think that would be quite the test. That would definitely break this. Yep, just keep going up like that. That's perfect.
All right, that should be just fine.
Let me back up, give you some slack.
I've got the engine running, so I still have power brakes going. Alright, I can't go any further.
Okay, let me see if I've got enough rope to make the turn here. All right, dude, we gotta close this TFL misadventure off. Let me ask you this, if it was up to you, which of these 3 would you buy?
Probably the Volkswagen. I mean, that's just such an over-engineered piece of technology, and it really is incredible how far it will go.
Yeah, I'd go for this one. I think the LR3 especially.
This year is one of the most reliable of the Land Rover discoveries. So, plus I'm kind of, old and I like comfortable, and this is by far the most comfortable.
Well, it's funny, I started this video out by saying how stout and robust the drivetrains were on these old Mercedes. And then it goes ahead and does this. What the heck?
Yeah, and the funny part was it broke, almost at the top, not even in the hard part. Yeah, it got through the hard, scary rut part, and then in the articulation section, that's when it let go.
Well, guys, there you have it. Another TFL misadventure. We'll drag this to the trailhead, put it on a trailer, and take it to our friend Toby at German Motors. And we'll let you know in the community section just how much it costs to fix.
Yeah, stay tuned to that.
All right, see you guys next time. This is Roman.
And Tommy. Check out TFL Car, TFL Truck, and TFLOffroad.com for the latest and greatest in new car and truck reviews.
And TFL Misadventures. Ciao.